So I'm with Kent Smith, one of the original people that helped work on the Morgan Powwow, and we're now having that up at Moon Lake this year. It'll be the Moon Lake Gathering, August 6th and 7th, 2021. And Kent is going to be up there and maybe speak at the open mic, but Kent is a wealth of knowledge and has some great stories for that area. And with that said, Kent, take it away.
Well, talking specifically about this particular powwow, we've always had them in Morgan County before. And Mark, how many years have we been doing it?
I think 22, isn't it?
This is, yeah, like 22 years we've been doing this now. We have had commercial media groups approach us wanting to participate, and we just have to tell them no because the group gets too big. We have a pretty good sized following. We've never gone out and done this in a remote location before. This is going to be a new one for us, but we have no idea how many are going to show up, so come early and get you a good spot. But we tell people bring a coat, bring a chair, bring the things that you need for comfort, because being in the mountains, once the sun goes down, it'll cool down in a hurry. We've had some wonderful speakers, and as Terry said, some great artifacts people bring up. We've had treasure hunters, treasures that have been found in the Uintas. We've had treasures by professional treasure hunters that bring them up from underwater on ships. We've been able to not only hear their stories but handle their artifacts. We've had every kind of story, and professional people that work for the government talking about all of their run-ins with UFOs and Bigfoot and all the different things. This is a one-of-a-kind event. I don't know of any place in the world that has this type of event where you can come up and not only hear the speakers that we've lined up and we've interviewed and think will be very entertaining for you, but also open mic for people that have a great story that want to share it with people. And so this is the type of event, if you're into this type of entertainment, talking about treasure or skinwalkers or Bigfoots or any of those kind of unusual things, if you miss this, there's no place that you can get this kind of information except with our group. And what else do you want me to...
So tell me, what's the cost of this?
This is free. In the past, we've never charged for any of the things we've been doing for 22 years. We've always asked for a donation, but we've always fed people. We're not going to feed you, so come prepared or have an empty stomach, but you're going to have to do your own food. But the event itself is going to be free. You just need to come and get you a good seat, a good place where you can see and hear what's going on. We will have amplified PA and those kinds of things, but we don't know how many people to expect. So we may get enough. You may be sitting a long ways back if you don't get there early.
And you already said that, you know, this is up the mountains, you know, there's no chairs for you. You got to bring your own chairs. Make sure you bring your own coat, your own, you know, things for being up in the mountains. So
that's right, you'll be in the mountains, and so if you can't sit on the ground, bring a blanket if you want to sit on the ground. But if you want to sit on a chair or something like that, bring up some camp chairs or something to sit in. Bring up a blanket, bring up a coat. We have a lot of people that leave early and are disappointed because they don't listen to what we say, and they get up there, and after the sun goes down and it gets cold, they eventually say, well, we got to leave, we're just too cold, and they don't want to, but they're forced into it by weather conditions or whatever. So come prepared.
So, and I'm sure you're not going to say no if somebody wants to give you a donation. This is free, but if somebody wants to donate, man.
If someone wants to donate,
great.
We do have expenses, and this is not money making for us. Anything that we take in, we spend on equipment. So if you want to donate, that's fine. You don't have to plan on that. It is totally free if you want to come up and enjoy for free. If you want to donate, that's great too.
Now give me a 5-minute story about the Moon Lake area.
All right, he wants a 5-minute story on the Moon Lake area.
Because that's where this is going to be, man. Right where we're going to be is the crossroads, where all the Spanish was, where all the activity is. You know, it's right between Rock Creek and Yellowstone and Moon Lake area, and there's all kinds of treasure hunting adventures that's going on in that area. Give me a 5-minute story.
All right, a 5-minute story. My ex-brother-in-law ran into some people in the coffee shop down in the Provo area. The gentleman worked, there was 4 of them worked for the railroad, and they got the whole summer off vacation wise. They were professional treasure hunters, went all over the world. They went up off the Rock Creek area and were looking at they were trying to find, this is when the price of gold went way up. They were trying to find some old pioneer gold mines that they had researched and see if there was enough gold in them to make it worthwhile to reopen them. They finally found the mine they were looking for, started going back in with some wheelbarrows. You had to crouch over to get in, and there was just enough room, if you're real careful, you wouldn't scuff your knuckles on the sides of the shaft. They started going back in with the wheelbarrow slowly and picking up all the rocks and everything, throwing it in the wheelbarrow, and then backing out with the load of rocks, and they were trying to clear it out. They cleared it back in a ways, and they finally found that the shaft had caved in, not from the top, but the bottom had fallen out of it. They went down, it was just about evening time, they went down in the bottom enough to figure out that it was a Spanish mine underneath a pioneer mine, and the Spanish mine was hidden. You couldn't find the entrance, but you could get into it now, because after it had been abandoned by the pioneers, the mine shaft had caved into it. They were able to document that it was, because of things in the mine, that it was a Spanish mine. They decided to go out, set up camp, go in the next morning and really explore things out. They went out, set up their camp, woke up in the morning, and it was snowing to beat the band. They were afraid they were back in the Uintas far enough there that they would get snowed in and get into real deep trouble, so they left with their intents to go back. This is when they're talking to my ex-brother-in-law. They had not been back up yet, but they had found a Spanish mine that had been concealed by going in the old pioneer mine, and so we never did hear from that point what happened. So that's one of many stories. I have lots of original maps and stories of the area, some that are better than that one, but that's a pretty little tasty one.
And with that said, man, that's there's a lot of Indian land right there. You need to stay off the Indian land unless you don't mind getting thrown in jail, unless you don't mind paying hefty fines, unless you don't mind getting everything you own that you got there confiscated. Stay off Indian land. But Kent, man, thank you for that story, and we'll expect, I can't wait to see everybody at Moon Lake August 6th and 7th, the Moon Lake Gathering in 2021, and that's a wrap.
Thanks, Terry.